Hola. I know I said I wasn't going to do a video until January, but I'm really, really feeling compelled to just share this with you because there's a few little bits and pieces that have come up over the last few days. I've got about 10 minutes, so you know what? I'm just going to go against what I said. I do think this is going to be the last one for the year, but who knows? It may not be. I'm a Pisces. We are known to change our mind from time to time. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to say is that a few mornings ago, as I was waking up, so I still haven't looked, I keep forgetting to look it up, but there is a name for it, that when you're in that state of you're not asleep and you're not awake, so that transitional state, and I heard a voice really crystal clear in my ear, and it said, block your ears if you don't like swearing. It was a male voice, and I heard, he's finally waking the fuck up. He wants to come home. Okay, I don't know who he is, but see how that sits in your body. I really feel I have to say that, by the way. Personally, I have been feeling a lot of truths of late, particularly since I stopped posting and haven't really been doing tarot or anything like that. It's an interesting thing. I'm feeling everything in my body. A lot of truths are hitting me in my body, in particular places, and I'll have a particular thought and then I will feel it in my body as a very strong confirmation. And then it's so weird because the universe will then assist that and something will happen. There'll be some kind of sign externally as well that will verify that. But yeah, I do want to say be mindful of overusing tarot because then that can also, I'm saying it can, not for everybody, but it can also kind of minimize your other tools as well. Yeah, this is just one tool, but we have many, the body being a huge one. As other people have said, animals, for example, that is their primary tool for sensing things. Okay, so that's the first one. And in typical me style, I've just forgotten what I said. Oh, yes, that's right. I completely forgot what I just said to you. Yes, okay, so somebody is waking the fuck up, and it is a masculine, okay? And he wants to come home. Now, I have also had a song that was... it was just randomly put into my head the other morning. It was after this though, and I can't get it out of my head, so I'm gonna sing it. I don't even know who sings it or all the lyrics of it, but I just keep getting, don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me, anyone else but me, anyone else but me. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me till I come marching home. So, I don't know if this is referring to a specific soul contract that two souls have made to wait for each other. Possibly, or it could just be somebody who needs to, because I was shown a 9 of Pentacles in my head the other night as well, somebody who's really working on themselves before they do come forward. So they may be saying, hey, I am coming, I'm just working on me so that I can be the best version of me for you, but please don't sit under that apple tree. Yeah, because all those fruits are forbidden. Well, that's how he sees it anyway, he or she. Please reverse roles as you see fit. Okay, but the most important thing that I wanted to share with you, again, we're going back to Jesus, I often do. I was talking to Jesus the night before last. I had an absolutely tremendous meditation session. This was hours long. Yes, I went to the Akashic plane, so much from that, but there was this beautiful, beautiful moment where I was just completely in a trance. So that state where there was nothing in my head at all, complete blank, and then he just interrupts my non-thought. I can't say he interrupted my thoughts. He interrupted my non-thought like that. And he said, the moon card is more powerful than the strength card. And now, then he sort of had this really kind of cheeky look on his face, which he often does. I like to talk about that side of Jesus that you definitely don't hear about in the Bible. You don't hear about it in church or Christian groups, but I know this side of Jesus very well, and I feel very blessed to be able to say this. He is a real joker. He has such a wicked sense of humor. Anyway, he starts doing, the flicky things that some tarot readers do, the really impressive flicky things. He starts doing that, but it was the look on his face. He was taking the piss. He really was taking the piss. And then he was basically just kind of saying to me, you don't have to do all this shit. Like, you really, really don't have to do it. It's like he had, 2 pieces of fish, was it? And he just turned them into 5,000. He didn't need to do the whole, woo, woo abracadabra thing, he just did his thing. He's Jesus. He's not David Copperfield. A lot of people like to turn this tarot into David Copperfield. You don't have to. You really don't. You can for fun, but don't get drawn in or distracted by all those awesome flicks. By the way, mind you, I wish I could do that, but I can't. I'm just a bit unco. Anyway, he was just taking the piss for a bit, but then he gets a little bit more serious. To a degree, right? I have to say, to a degree, he gets a bit more serious, because essentially then what he says to me is that whoever it is, so where you have these connections, right? Where you have one person who's pulling the other one in, the other person who's trying to be really strong and go the other way. What is the other way? Well, that's going to vary, but let's say the way of the world. The way of the world, not the way of this mystical moon, this connection that they don't quite understand. But he has this smirk on his face, he being Jesus, because what he says to me is, this strength card, it just doesn't stand a chance against this card. It doesn't. At the end of the day, and he was laughing at how many tarot readers, when they're doing their readings, take a look at it. They'll get the moon card, and then they'll just quickly sort of say, oh yeah, okay, so that this speaks to being afraid of the unknown, or there are still secrets that need to be resolved or revealed, and then they move on quickly to the next card. People love harping on about the Chariot card or the Eight of Wands or certain cards. They'll talk and talk and talk, and then this moon, funnily enough, because it's also a card of silence, the moon card seems to be met with real reticence from readers. They don't talk about it much, and it's like they don't understand its full capacity. And Jesus was laughing at that, because he was actually saying this is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. One of, definitely top 3, and everybody underestimates it. They don't really give it, and he finds that funny. For whatever reason, he finds it funny, because he was saying, essentially, it's like, this moon, it controls the ocean. The moon controls emotion. Yeah, it doesn't matter if the ocean wants it to be low tide or high tide. The moon doesn't give a shit. The moon is going to do what the moon is going to do. And so he wanted me to bring that to your attention. I'm assuming he did, because otherwise I wouldn't feel this compulsion to share it with you. I just would have kept it to myself. Now, I don't even know what else to say to you. Because I'm not going to do tarot. I was asked really specifically, actually by Angel Raphael, who is the angel of healing. He said no more tarot readings, at least for the time being. So I'm going to do as I'm told, and I don't know what I'm going to do now. I mean, I had all these things that I was going to say to you. Usually I would close it out with tarot, and I can't close it out with tarot because I'm not allowed. So what the hell am I supposed to do now? I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm just going to say, if you are the ocean, which we all are, we all have emotions, all I'm going to say, and this is not coming from above, this is just coming from me, you're better off working with the moon. It's going to happen one way or another, so work with it, and it will feel a lot more peaceful. There you go. I will speak to you all soon. Take care.